Welcome to the Healthy Habit Hotseat, where we chat to extraordinary humans and world-leading health experts to dive deep into the intricacies of the daily habits that have shaped their success. Remember, success leaves clues, right? I'm your host and resident healthy habit coach, Loz Antonenko, and I cannot wait to help you re-energize your life so you too can create opportunity, vitality, and abundance to become the master of your own incredible healthy destiny. Now, let's get into today's conversation. Accompany me today as I again speak with the gorgeous Sarah Maxwell. A professional beach volleyball player and network marketing extraordinaire, Sarah loves goal setting and continues to reach for gold every single day. In our interview, I dive deep into the intricacies of her habits and routines to learn more about her goals. So welcome back, Sarah Maxwell, to the Healthy Habit Hotseat for your second episode.
I know, I get two. Thank you.
You get two. Everybody gets two.
No, I don't
but you get two.
That's affecting my specialness category.
Your specialness category. So in the previous episode, we spoke about some of the challenges you've overcome in your quest to wellness and, where you are now in your life. And we talked about some of the wins you've had as well along the way. Now, you've traveled quite a bit with your job as a speaker, as an athlete. You've traveled everywhere. If you only had 24 hours to live, what would you eat in a day?
Oh my gosh. So when you have 24 hours, do you eat for pleasure or do you eat to feel good?
This is your call.
Good question. My first answer that came to me, so I'll just run with that. For some reason, I'd eat chicken salad because I'm known for having chicken salad every single day.
Right.
So I've been with my partner now for 20 years and she thinks that's hilarious. Because I am a creature of habit. Oh, you love it. Perfect. I am a repeatable entity. So I think I would do that because, and every time I have a chicken salad, it's the best ever. Oh, yeah. I love bubble tea. So maybe that would be in there.
Bubble tea and chicken salad.
There could be a weakness in that bubble tea.
Is it the texture of the pearls? Do you get those tapioca pearls in the bubble tea? Is it the texture? I think.
Yeah, milk tea with pearls.
Yeah,
this is it.
I think you have a texture thing. You have like a sense. You're like a bit sensitive, like a preference, a sensory preference.
I said crunch. I know. I didn't know that about myself until just now.
Sensory preference. So we're going to get to the nitty gritty, and you've probably just answered the question, but we're going to dive a little bit more deeply into the intricacies of your daily habits. So, what would you consider your healthiest habit? Chicken salad?
Oh my gosh! Look, I think my healthiest habit is. And this is funny why I'm hesitating to say it, habit of thought.
Okay.
So, and the hesitation is that that's a journey as well. So I would say that it's been my healthiest habit in times in my life. And then there's times where I think, oh my God, what's going on? So basically to me, when results in my life, like things show up, I go, okay, you've been lazy with that. Mm-hmm. So I would say I'm very, I mitigate the thoughts that I'm having. I'm very aware of what they are, and I guess I'm quite trained.
And you did say one of your values was awareness as well, so that makes a lot of sense. So your healthy habit is in awareness.
Oh yeah.
I like that. I'm sure our audience would love to know, do you, Sarah Maxwell, have any bad habits?
Oh, this is, oh my God, so many. So let's just say, so I lived in Switzerland for a year, and on the French border, when you live there, having a chocolate croissant every day has an impact. And the initial impact is joy and happiness. And then there's a secondary impact, which involves bloating, especially when you're potentially a little gluten intolerant. So that combination was not amazing.
Do you have a morning routine that you follow?
Yeah, and that's really, again, since I got off the chocolate croissant every day tactic and came back to Australia, this is potentially an excuse, but I'll just deliver that my partner and I were living there with our daughter without any help. So we have great grandparents and we have a whole village that helps us raise a child. And then we went away and felt really just a different change in schedule. Yeah. So that affected exercise. So my morning routine is get up while everybody's asleep. This is a good tactic. Well, my partner and my daughter are asleep. I get up. I have a natural energy shot, so green tea shot. I have something that stimulates metabolism naturally, so like herbal thing. And then I go to F45. So it's a very Aussie thing, even though...
That's HIIT, guys.
Yeah,
so
okay, got it.
High intensity interval training, 45-minute sessions.
Yeah, and I love it because I don't have to think. I get to show up. It's alternating. And if you go there without ego, you can really just do it at your pace. So I love improving. And so that's my morning routine. And then
Well, my next question is actually about sleep. Do you have a bedtime ritual that you might use? And, do you have an average amount of hours per night that you're sleeping?
So I used to go to bed, like as an athlete, at 9:30. It was just... that seems to be my natural fall asleep. So I would get, what time would training be? I can't remember now. But let's say I would get 8 hours.
Okay.
And that's just old school, standard, whatever. I don't know that that's necessarily a truth and a science, but that's what I was abiding by. So what I noticed I put my daughter to bed and there's this natural fall asleep kind of thing happening, and this wind down around 8. Mm-hmm. And then I'm ramping myself back up to do some work, and then I've got my MasterChef habit happening. So what's going on is I've got 11:30, 12 bed. Ooh. Oh my gosh. And then I'm getting up at 5:50 for this workout, right? Not enough. And you might get away with it once, but there's like this little kind of like impact. And so this is not working. And so I have to change the want category. So a breakthrough.
We just had a breakthrough moment, guys, on the podcast. So
wait,
you don't really have a
this,
ritual, yeah?
She did say originally, it's serving me. So this is a coaching thing. So I'm talking to myself. If I don't feel so basically what it serves is freedom.
Yes.
I feel like this is my time. I get to choose this. I love this show. So it's serving me, right? If I just drop this because I've just gotten, this is not working, right? So I'm having this little breakthrough. If I don't fulfill that in another way, it's just going to bust out. So that's, I think, my next breakthrough is finding where I can experience that.
Somewhere else.
That's not in bed.
100%. 100%. Or maybe at a different time of the day. Yeah. Thank you. That was quite the moment. So your journey this far has been quite full of twists and turns, and you've taken some pretty big leaps of faith, and you're going to continue to take leaps of faith, like stopping the Netflix binging at night. But on a daily basis, how do you align your purpose with your values?
Ooh.
Tricky question.
Okay, so let's define them for a sec. So values are what's important to me, and would you say purpose is like destiny or what you're meant to do in the world?
Or the things that you're doing in the way that you contribute and show up in life to add value maybe to a cause greater than yourself?
Okay, so what matters to me versus cause and impact. Okay, so to me how these come together is impact for me is like so central, and living in Switzerland really revealed that to me. So to me, like pausing your life, and that's what that was, this like life, midlife cleanse was like, and that's what a cleanse does too. It's sort of like this quieting down of your digestion if you're detoxing. And it's like, if you do anything like that, it's just like a little bit of a pause where you can see things. And I got how central impact is to my life, meaning I can have values like joy, being in the moment, and laughter. Mm-hmm. That's really important to me, and relationship. But if I feel like I'm not making impact, it's something, it just gnaws away. So for me, it's alignment for me is having both in there. So personally for me, it was recognizing that they were two different things.
Yes.
I used to think they were the same. And then I would just still have the gnawing feeling, and then I'm not present. So then that takes away from the kind of value. So to me, it was like, launching a podcast in Switzerland was exactly what I needed to do to have impact. Mm. And then when I was in my values with my daughter being present, I could be there with her. So then And in a way, that's what presence is, like not getting less on your plate, but understanding how to be with each thing on your plate. And look, Switzerland had this kind of like, imagine vacationing for a year. Everybody kind of wants it.
Yeah.
But when you're there, it's like, actually, are you really in it? Can you be there in that? And that's what I was challenged with. Can I actually be in this space? And I felt a little bit low on impact.
Okay.
So I created something that I could weave together.
Yeah.
So that's how I did it.
And you're a lot of episodes in now to that.
Yeah,
podcast
I took the commitment
as well.
for a year, and we're in season 2. Like, yeah, and I think it's just every single time revealing to me that this is my gift. This is where I love, and yeah, it's just continuing to follow that thread.
And I feel like that is the perfect example of aligning purpose and values, because you get to have everything. You can have it all. You can have it all. Everything that you desire, you can have. You just got to work out how to align them. An Australian laboratory tested for purity whey protein supplements by Black Belt Protein, and they found they are high in amino acids and consistent with scientific literature. I use Black Belt Protein supplements every single day for muscle growth, weight loss, mass gain, and performance. Rated 4.6 out of 5 stars, they offer money-back guarantee and same-day shipping. Visit blackbeltprotein.com.au and use code LOZ10 for 10% off your order and get your free sample today. So as a former professional athlete, obviously sport has been a big part of your life, but now having retired and doing other things with your life, what is your preferred way to move your body to optimize your vitality and energy every day?
Yeah, good question, because I don't identify as an athlete, actually, that much. I don't want to deny it, because I have understanding and knowledge and a lot of body awareness. So yoga is the thing that I feel, for me, I get everything I need. So,
and I think so yoga is your thing.
Yeah, yoga.
Interesting. Living with gratitude is obviously one of your top priorities, and you did discuss that before. How would you suggest people go about creating purposeful productivity in their day? What would be your tip for that?
I think it's the night before.
Being organized?
Yeah, so I when I help people with this, but I only help someone with something I've tried and done myself, and it's called the Ivy Lee 6 Priorities, and it's like basically
Can you just say that again? What is it called?
Ivy Lee, IVYLEE, 6 Priorities. I can send it to you.
Okay, it'll be in the show notes.
And all that is a story alongside the origin of creating your 6 priorities. And let's say a Sunday night. And I'll tell you the value of why I think it's amazing is that the way that I plan and prioritize on a Sunday is often for my greater good. Then all my excuses and reasons come in Monday morning, right? But because I've designed it the night before, and the key with the strategy is that you get your number one priority and you don't move on until you've done that thing.
Right.
So let's say if my top priority is let's say we're doing an interview at 4 p.m. This is not the thing I should put first, because I can only move on when I've done our interview.
Yes.
And it's at 4. So even though it's that is so important in my day, wait a second, what is the top thing that I can do in the morning and that can be achieved? And what I love about that is you can just focus on your business stuff, or you can put everything in there. A lot of people will feel like 6 isn't enough, but this is the greatest thing. A relationship with a to-do list is a sense of just getting that it never gets done is huge. When you work for yourself, or if you're an entrepreneur, if you don't get this, you'll drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
And because there's always more, and your office is in your house. So that, to me, is not what life is. And so 6 priorities is a focuser. It really helps to move you past this idea like the avoidance strategy, the big thing. But to me, there's 2 ways of going about it. You can warm up to the big thing, which I'm okay with as an athlete. Warm-up's important. Or you can become exhilarated by the taking on of the important thing. And to me, ask anyone who's really nervous before they speak on a stage. You're so exhilarated afterward.
Yeah.
So the exhilaration is very powerful. And your top kind of working energy, your top chi is like 9 to 11 in the morning. Like that's massive. Like if you really get that that's your prime time, we're in that. Good on us. We were in that window. It's like getting that's your top energy for being yang, which is like the doer.
Yeah.
And then like the yin, which is kind of like the roll, starting to calm things down, starts rolling in. And by the way, almost no one in Western society abides by this. Hence why everyone's sleep is all whacked out, because we literally are running on reverse chi. It's like the opposite. So, I mean, I just discussed this with you, like ramping myself up at night after putting my daughter to bed is so counter chi. It's not even funny. And it has an impact.
Yeah, it totally does. So on that topic of, being productive and taking advantage of our circadian rhythm and our, natural fluidity of energy that we have throughout the day, obviously you're a very busy person, even though I hate that word, but what's the one thing you're focusing on this week and what will you put in place to give it energy?
Oh, well, this week, one of the things that I'm focusing on is consistency, short bursts. So there's a famous Japanese mental coach who works with their athletes. They go daily short bursts versus a big, even 3-hour training. They go in little spurts often. So that's what I'm working on.
Frequency.
Yeah.
Increasing frequency. So. I love that. I actually, in my book, I wrote an entire part of a chapter about can you just find 10 minutes?
Oh, cool.
Because it is about consistency. And it's like, what can you do? And if you're not able to commit to something, and these big chunks of time, because time is precious, right? It's the one thing that we can't make more of. So if you can just find time consistently to do the things and work on those things, I think that's super important. And I think that's a great goal to have for the week. For anybody that wants to dive deeper with you and learn more about the ways that you can strategically help them shift their life, where do you suggest that people start?
Gosh, I mean, in general or with me?
With you.
Okay. Isn't that funny? I'm like, oh, well, I'll give you some books to start with. But basically, I guess, if you want to become part of our community with the podcast, that's probably a really good way. So bit.ly/The Nat and Sarah Show. And then that community is like a community of dreamers that supports each other. And then from there, it's really, I think, your beginning. Because that's really what it is. It's a journey. We don't arrive. And who are we supporting ourselves with? Like uplifters or people that are going to be competing with you? Like I competed my whole life. And I did that so that now I want everyone to win. So for me, 100% of humanity winning, like that is the new game. And so that's where we can all play the game together. And, I do a lot of different things and I think that would be a good start.
So that's bit.ly/The Nat and Sarah Show. And also The Nat and Sarah Show is a podcast, guys, downloadable on iTunes and other great podcasting platforms. So I just want to thank you sincerely so much for coming on the Healthy Habit Hotseat, Sarah Maxwell.
It got hot.
It was hot.
It was hot.
We're sweating, but
I told the truth. You all know my stuff.
She's vulnerable. Quick. But, I really appreciate the time you taking out of your busy schedule to chat. And I'm sure our audience has enjoyed the beautiful insights that you've given. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Can't wait to hear how everybody has just really absorbed this.
Love it.
Thanks so much for joining us this week on the Healthy Habit Hot Seat. Make sure to visit lozlife.com where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Google Podcasts and Spotify so you'll never miss an episode. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, I'd be stoked with a 5-star rating on iTunes. Better still, tell a friend and share the love. If you loved this episode, you might want to check out my book, The Healthy Habit Handbook, available in softcover, ebook, and audio form on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Balboa Press, and all good bookstores. Be sure to tune in for our next episode for your fortnightly dose of inspiration from some of the world's most successful and healthy lifestyle masters. Remember, stay inspired. I'm Loz Antonenko, and ciao for now.